Because if you guys keep being mean to each other, I'll go on the other side. So Sunny is in peak heat right now. Mooney just passed peak heat, and they're spicy with each other, especially when I come outside and they start competing for my attention, which is actually their most, when they're most vigorously competing with each other is for me. And Sunny is a bit dominant over Mooney right now since she's in peak heat, and I have to be mindful of it so that they don't, you can actually see she's still spotting. But she's kind of beating up on Mooney because she's just more intense right now. So I have to be mindful of that. I'm trying to get a little bit of sun. Sun exposure is actually pretty important for some of the biohacking stuff that I'm doing while I wait to start my treatment. So for those of you who haven't met me before, I'm Oliver the Wolf Guy. They call me that because I've spent the last 40 years of my life studying, living, and working with wolves. I'm the executive director of the Tahoe Wolf Center, and I'm out here in the habitat. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Wyatt. Hey, God's Mine. Some people who know me here. Hey, Yummy. But yeah, I'm just thought I'd get a little bit of sun here because we're supposed to get some weather coming in. It's been the weirdest winter ever. We have just like plate ice on the ground where there usually is a few feet of snow, but I guess we're supposed to get a couple of inches of snow over the next few days and then a bigger system over the next week. And here comes Sunny. Hi, Sunny. No, you don't want my tea with heavy cream in it. Hi, Sunny. Yeah, I know. But I just thought I would jump on here for a few minutes and answer questions. I think people are curious about what I'm doing with my therapy. So for those of you who don't know, back in late November, I got diagnosed with metastatic head and neck cancer. We got it pretty early. They tell me it's treatable, but I'm in for a few rough months, and then we'll see what happens after that. We did a bunch of different scans because they were kind of conflicted on what they wanted to do. And now we have a plan. I'm being treated initially at University of California, San Francisco. They're one of the top centers for what they call head and neck cancers. I guess anything above here is a head or neck cancer, unless it's actually in your brain, which is not my situation. Mooney's sad because Sunny kind of gave her grief. She wanted to get all up and get love, but Sunny kind of intimidated her. Mooney, oh, poor Mooney. They take turns bossing each other, but Sunny is right up here on the platform with me now. She wouldn't given Mooney a chance, but do I have? So yeah, I'm here to answer a bunch of questions. So my wife is obviously super proficient with the animals, and yeah, I have some local support, although hopefully the go. So I have to get surgery at UCSF because that's where they're going to do it, and that's next Friday. And they tell me I'll probably be in the hospital for a day or two, just depending on how tough the surgery is and how I do when they wake me up. But then I'll be home and they tell me I'll be feeling pretty cruddy. As one doctor put it, it's the worst sore throat you've ever had in your life, and it'll be that way for a week or two. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm also looking forward to getting the treatment on the road before this progresses. Hey, Tina. So then I'll be home, and then I need to recover for several weeks. I guess they want 8 weeks post-surgery before they start with radiation treatment. And the next step in the process will be radiation to the area where they operated and the surrounding area. They try to cover the whole thing because obviously getting everything is really important to preventing it from continuing. And so that process is, I think, 6 weeks of 5 sessions a week. It's not any fun. It's like 35 to 42 sessions, depending on my condition, that will be determined once they do the surgery. Thank you. So I'll be home recovering between the surgery and the radiation. And if I'm lucky, what I'm hoping is that there's a very good local hospital called Tahoe Forest, which has a nice cancer center. And what I'm hoping is that they will work in conjunction with the doctors at UCSF to actually conduct the treatment based on the protocol recommended by UCSF. That'll be a lot easier on me because I'll be able to be at home. It means I'll be able to largely be on top of what's going on with the wolves. They tell me that, again, I'm looking at months of having a really sore throat. Apparently, the radiation is rough on your throat as well. But I'll be able to be home, and other than that, and hopefully, we'll have some pain medications or whatever to help me deal with that. I'll be able to do a lot of the animal care myself because I stress about it. But the good news is the timing, at least, because by the time I start the radiation therapy, we should be out of breeding season, which means the boys and the girls can be back together. And we have, so in my experience, right now we have high hormones. The boys have big nuts and high testosterone, and the girls have high hormones. And so everybody's a little competitive and a little edgy. And that increases risk a lot. Like anybody who's, a professional working with wolves, especially intact ones, knows that this time of year is when things go sideways all at once. And so I'm the one that knows the behaviors the best and has the best hands-on with these guys and knows how to deal with conflict and whatever. And so, hi, Sonny. It's good that hopefully I'll be through it. Other than a few days of feeling really cruddy after going under the knife, I should be well positioned to get them through the breeding season and back into the reintroduced. Yes, Icknick and me, there's a lot of sad howling happening. And of course, Nepenthe is also in heat right now, which is great. So I have to be super careful because Icknick has no interest in Nepenthe at all. He just has eyes for Mooney and vice versa. And Mooney is so sad that she can't have her Icknick. It's a very tough time of year for sure. I'm still trying to accomplish it. I want to capture sperm from Icknick and Noonie and then get them vasectomies so that in future years they can just be with their girlfriends but shoot blanks, and they'll retain all their hormonal behavior. I'll retain the genetics, and we won't have to do this difficult separation every year. So I'll be through that. We'll be into April before they start the radiation, and if I'm lucky, the rads will be done at a hospital like an hour and something away, and I'll be able to just drive back and forth and get my treatments. Thank you very much, Light. And then we'll just get through it. The worst case scenario is that Tahoe Forest doctors don't want to feel like they're playing second fiddle to UCSF. And I don't blame them, but on the other hand, as UCSF told me, they do a couple of cases of head and neck cancer a year. It's kind of the kind of cancer I have is kind of rare. Like there's only like 20,000 cases worldwide per year. And when you've got that, what you really want is to be, I was trying to go in the back, but they beat me to it. Now I'm not going to be able to go through there without trouble. Let's see. Oh, and that's, I got a few things I got to do here while we're chatting. The first one is, I got to get a poop bag and pick up poop. Gosh, I pick up a lot of poop. It's so much poop. It's so much poop. And I try real hard not to step in it. So I always carry the bags. Thank you. Yes, they tell me they can cure this. They say, we had a PET scan, which looks to see if it's spread anywhere else. It does your whole body. And they're telling me that the PET scan came up clear everywhere but my neck. And so, sorry, I'm bent over picking up wolf poop so we don't track it everywhere. Is that it? All that? There's always more poop. Bear with me for 1 sec while I take the bag and drop it in the bag receptacle. But the UCSF is telling me, look, you know, they're going to treat a few a year. This is one of our specialties. The doctor that's in charge of my case right now over there, she's very confident. She said, well, I think about this particular cancer 18 hours a day, and there are 12 of me in the world. And so I guess if you're fighting a life or death condition, what you really want is to have, no, you're not. Look at Mooney wants to get, I'm trying to open the airlock gate, but nope, come on, you're not. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through here holding, I have a cup of tea with me. Come on, back off. Back off. I did it. Oh, yes. I did it. I got through. Sorry. I'll show you what I'm up to here. So we use airlocks. I call them airlocks or lockouts so that you have two gates, which allows you to control movement better in case somebody slips by you. And so I'm in the little airlock here. And then this one has got, oh, Mooney. Watch out, Mooney. Nooney's going to try to go by me, but he's not. No, he's not. Oh, of course he's up on me. Nooney is huge now. Nooney's so big. All right. And poor Nepente is on the secured kennel because Nooney would dearly love to make a Malamute wolf puppies, but we're not doing that. And yes, all Mooney wants to do is get through and see Icknick. Icknick is so chill. He's just really unique in that he's just super calm. Let's go find him. He's up here somewhere. Where's Icknick? Icknick will find a little sunny spot and just oversee everything. Let's see where he's at here. I see him. I spotted the Icknick. Let's go see Icknick. Here's Icknick in his little sunny bowl. Here's Icknick. Here's Icknick. Oh, I tell Icknick all the time they're all my favorite, but I tell Icknick he's my favorite a lot because he's just nice. Aren't you? Give him a kiss. Oh, hi. Hi. He's just nice. Can't believe he'll be 7 years old in April, or no, May 13th for Icknick. Oh, here comes Nooney to bother Icknick, and Icknick's going to be grumpy. That's an appeasing puppy gesture. He says, please, please, I love you, please. But oh, God. He just knocked me over off my knees. Nooney is a handful. All Icknick wants is to just enjoy the sun. And Nooney is just too much puppy. Nooney, why are you so much puppy? Why is Nooney so much? Look at the size of him. Nooney is like 150 pounds now. Oh, and here comes Kiwi. See, whenever I come out here, everyone has to congregate. Oh, see, now Icknick's grumpy. He's giving Nooney a little bit of the teeth. And he's giving me the teeth because he's like, damn it. I was just happy where I was in my little sunny spot here. Here's Kiwi, the old lady. Kiwi's very nice to the puppies. Hi, Icknick. I'm sorry, bud. I know, everybody had to come. Everybody had to come and be pesty. Oh, Nooney. I'm going to growl you. You're just too much. He's too toothy. He wants to give me all the kisses, but the kisses are dangerous. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Yes. You're just... He has no manners. That's the problem with Nooney. He got no manners at all. He's scent rolling on something now. Oh, he's groveling for the Icknick. Kiwi's giving me a little head here, head love, pressing against me. Oh, don't steal my drink. You see, I've got everybody here. But Icknick's happier now because he's not getting pestered by Noonie now that Noonie. Noonaryak. Noonaryak. Why don't you just sit down and be cozy with us? Why don't you just sit down? Noonie's got the craziest coat. It's so heavy. I just can't get over it. I can't get over it. You're just a freak in nature. You know, that's a really good question, Les. I'm sorry, Leslie Mack, I guess. I haven't noticed that their behavior towards me is different, but I've wondered if they do. And I'm pretty sure they probably do, but I don't know, how they sense it or what they think of it. It might just be that I smell different. Yes, well, Hermes. Yes, they come and they like lick your face and your mouth, and it's a behavior that's driven by, so when wolf pups are young, once they're done nursing, they're provisioned food by all the members of their pack, their family, who consume food somewhere else and carry it back in their bellies. And then what happens is the pups lick on their face and they regurgitate the food for the pups to eat. And so as they grow older, even though they're no longer going to get regurgitated food, what they do is that reaffirms social bonds. Oh, Icknick is just loving this little sunny spot there. He's so beautiful. Chill boy. It's like, yep. They're up a lot at night right now, howling for each other. But here they come. Noonie, what? You're just a troublemaker, aren't you? So Noonie was a bit of an unknown quantity because of the way he came to me, and so I don't know, any history on his family at all, and so that means I don't know what he's going to be like when he grows up, because especially like years 3 and 4, you can have animals that get very difficult during breeding season. They can be hard to handle, they can be grumpy, but so far he has been really a sweetheart. He's a handful, but he's a sweetheart. He's a very loving, sweet, and he's just, there's a little bit of a forced perspective in the camera when it's like right here and he's right there, but his head is considerably bigger than mine. He's big. Noonie, why are you so big? Why are you so big? And so far he and Icknick have been getting along, and the two girls have a little bit more intense interactions with him. Sorry for the sun there. This is the one rock that's dry I can sit on right here. Everybody's really. Does Noonie show trying to being dominant? No, he's still, even though he's got nuts, he's still very puppy-like. The only shift is that he's a little bit more intense with the Malamute Nepenthe, which is was his big sister and is now, she's half his size, and he's a little vigorous with her, but it's also that she's in heat also, and he wants to breed her. So he's kind of all over her, which is why I have to be the second she's out, he's just on top of her. And he's so much bigger than her that she's a little intimidated, and we don't want wolf Malamute puppies. So I'm super vigilant about this. Everyone's living their best wolf life as best they can. What snack? Noonie likes every snack. Noonie has a bottomless pit for a stomach. We get a lot of elk this time of year from game producers, so they're getting a lot of elk and elk bone with meat on it. And then he likes freeze-dried liver. He likes frozen liver. He likes everything. Like he hardly turns a thing down. The only commercial treats we buy of any kind are we buy the freeze-dried liver in chunks, and then we also at Costco they make it's made by Full Moon, and it's a chicken jerky that if you believe the label, is all U.S. sourced chicken, and it's only got like 4 ingredients. And everybody loves that stuff. They're nuts for that stuff. Well, yeah, if we were going to, I mean, it's interesting because both Icknick and Mooney are more timid. And so it would be better if I was going to breed the animals for any particular purpose to actually breed Noonie and Mooney and Icknick and Sunny, so we'd have the crossover, because both Noonie and Sunny are super sociable. But I'm not heavy-handed like that. My animals get to choose who they get to love, and so Icknick and Mooney, whose real name is Tekik, which means moon. Icknick and Mooney clearly prefer each other. They love each other. I mean, there's just no question. And so, yeah, Icknick and Mooney are an item, and Noonie and Sunny would be an item too if I was ever to do that. Oh, Kiwi's so beautiful. I can't believe Kiwi's gonna be 15. She's still. We just had a senior checkup, and they called me back, and they're like, her blood work looks incredible. Yeah, she's just. And I don't think any of her siblings are around anymore. I think all of the animals that were born at the same time as her are gone. She's the only one of her kind left in the world, kind of, at this point. She's really unique. That's why we have her. Oh, this is such a drag. I mean, I was really bummed about this. So we banked her genetics. We took skin samples. We had the DNA, and we sent it to Viagen, which is the world's top cloning company for rare animals. And then Colossal Biosciences bought Viagen. And my issue with Colossal Bioscience is this de-extinction crap that they claim to do, because it's just media hype. Like 20 or 22 genes that have been edited to match something from ancient DNA does not a de-extinction make. And so I'm annoyed that my genetics are now in Colossal Biosciences' hands, although they can't do anything with them without my authorization, at least to the best of my knowledge. I'm not sure that they know what they have on their hands from. Oh yeah, I think that absolutely Sunny and Noonie would breed if I let them be together during breeding season. I'm sure they probably would. He's kind of a horn dog right now. This is his first winter of having, big boy nuts. Last year he was a sub adult, a sub yearling. This year he's almost 2. He'll be 2 in April, and that's a breedable age for a healthy animal. And as big as he is, he's got big honking testicles. Don't you? He's got big nuts. He's got the big nuts. Pees with his leg up, all that stuff. Here, you can see the size of him. That's side by side. He's big. You're big. You're big, 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 big boy. You're big, big. You're big, big boy. Yeah. He's super affectionate, but he's also a pain in the ass. Like, if I'm not careful, he'll take the zipper pull right off my pants while I'm wearing it. Why are you, huh? Why are you? Why are you? Why are you? Yeah, why are you? Oh, I get to chew on him. Oh no! Why is Dad being annoying? I can be annoying. I feed you. I can be annoying. Yeah, Noonie's still got a very puppy brain. Next year will be real interesting. Next year, year 3. Years 3 and year 4 are kind of like, I would say wolves are like a box of chocolates. Until year 3 or 4, you don't know what you're going to get. And then year 3 and 4, you start to see the grown-up personality. And whatever you see in year 4 is pretty much what they'll be like as a mature animal. And so this year, Noonie's been pretty chill. He's actually been pretty, we're kind of right at the halfway point of breeding season. I will start considering putting people back together in about 4 to 6 weeks. I have to just monitor everything. and see what things look like and how people are behaving. And what we do is we do like these short non-conjugal visits and see if they're trying to mount each other or if they're sniffing each other a lot. And then we do that for a week or so. And then finally we're like, okay, we're safe. And because we're not into the oops puppies up here. That would be a colossal failure on my part as an animal manager. And I know it happens, but I think if you're truly good at your job and you know that you've got a bunch of animals running around like loaded pistols, then you treat them like loaded pistols, and you put them in the safe. Right? You're in the safe. And then you see if they're grumpy at you. And yes, they have such. I mean, I hope Nudie stays nice and goofy. He's definitely more serious this year than he was last year. And the thing I worry about is that he'll start getting into it with Icknick in subsequent years as he senses Icknick is getting older, because they're so close in size. But the wolves really, they love each other. They hang out together like they're really a family. When I come up here, everybody comes up here. Kiwi's just over there in the sunniest spot right now. But I guarantee you, if I walk over and sit where Kiwi is, let's do an experiment. All right. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to go where Kiwi is. Kiwi's going to get mad at me for this. I'll have to apologize to her, because what's going to happen is, watch. See, he's already just following me. Like, there is, what are you, oh, we're digging big holes, fresh. Ordinarily, this time of year, the ground would be frozen solid and there'd be feet of snow. And instead, it's like slippy, slushy, muddy. Not very nice. But Kiwi's got the nicest spot. Kiwi always has the nicest spot. Kiwi is my sunbather. Hi, Kiwi. Oh, she growled at me. She's like, I know what's happening. See, and here comes Noonie. Icknick will probably stay where he's at. But... oh, and now I moved, and so now you have to. It's so toothy. He's so toothy. He has a huge, huge wet nose. He's like pressing it in my ear. It's like the world's biggest wet willy. Huh? Did they give me the wet willy? Yeah, we always run across coyotes. I mean, we hear them every night. We're really, we're up here in the woods, so we have coyotes at kind of on all sides. And I always enjoy running into my coyote friends. My wife gets mad at me. I get in arguments on Nextdoor about coyotes. Boy, coyotes get no love at all. And I got fuzz on my little glove, and then I rub my face, and I got fuzz in my mouth. Hey, Need You, how's it going? My gosh. I know I haven't been doing that many lives lately. I'm trying to, it's not always easy to keep in good spirits when you're facing a life or death crisis. This definitely hasn't been the easiest time for me and my family. I'm trying really, really hard not to feel sorry for myself. There's definitely, even, as I said, they tell me I'm curable. I have to believe I am, because otherwise, why would you fight it? But there are consequences, right? Like, the radiation, the fuzz. The radiation could damage my voice, which, as somebody who does a lot of educating and speaking, that concerns me. That, yes, Barky is still doing good. He's an old man. My God, he's got to be 8 or 9. I mean, he's old for a coyote, but still vigorous. I mean, there'll be a day when I don't find Barky, and that'll really bum me out. But so far, Barky has been holding his own and holding his territory, and I hope he continues to. He's my favorite. Him and his mate, and his little daughter, I don't know, she may have dispersed now. But I always have my fingers crossed. I was happy to hear. And Barky has such a distinctive bark. I know when I hear him. But yeah, so I'm trying hard to stay upbeat about it. You know, this is definitely. I mean, already like the costs of I didn't feel awesome about doing a GoFundMe, but the costs of this, even with insurance, the costs of this are just you just can't even believe it. You know, and there's stuff that the primary insurance doesn't want to cover, like because the radiation is going to be right here. I had old school implants. I had one that was a gold crown, and they're like, no, you can't have that right now. And so they ripped out all my implants. And then I just found out and then you have doctor's appointments you don't even know you're gonna have to have. Like they call you and they're like, you have to go see the dental oncologist. And I'm like, okay. And so they want to make sure I have no metal that's going to scatter the radiation in a bad way. And then they're telling me the other day, they're like, yeah, well, once we irradiate you, your bone probably won't heal well for implants in the future. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to go through the rest of my life without, a couple of teeth on the bottom and on that side. And so I said, well, there's enough of a gap between when you get the surgery and when we start the radiation that if you can get people to move fast, we can get implants in there and get enough healing going that, hopefully they'll survive and take and whatever. And so in addition to all the other crap, I've got to get 2 implants. Like, if you've ever had one of those, oh my God, it really sucks. I've been a little unlucky with teeth. As an athlete, I had a bunch of injuries in my mouth. I broke my jaw and cracked some teeth. And so I'm trying to deal with that. And the insurance is like, yeah, we'll deal with this part of it. But, oh, you want teeth? No, that's not on your insurance. Well, I don't know, Yami. It's a very good point. Yeah, we have a crap health system compared to the UK. You have to buy your own insurance, and if you don't have it, then you're kind of effed. I mean, you'll go bankrupt, or just have creditors chase you for the rest of your life. But certainly determines like where you can get treatment. I'm lucky in that at least insurance I have allows me to go to the best place in this part of the country. But yeah, so it's that's one of the things. It's like financially, and plus, like I had hey, White Ocelot. Let me get to that in 1 second. Let me finish my thought. So as you guys know, I had a TEDx talk in October, and you've been wondering why the hell isn't it live? Well, I just found out why. It's because the big TED editors. Hi, Nene. They select a limited number of talks every year as editors' picks, and those end up on the TED.com website, and they kind of schedule them out one by one. And apparently my talk was an editor's pick, and so it could be 1 to 3 more months before it's live, but it's a big deal. It gets a lot more exposure. It's a lot more notoriety to be an editor's pick. Kind of just letting you guys here know, I've hardly broadcast that at all. They just let me know last week. But I'm a little bummed because I had been selected to give another talk about sanctuary cities for wildlife. And, first of all, I'm not going to be able to travel for the next several months while I'm in treatment. But then there's, a healing process, and who knows how vigorous my voice will come back after they hammer me. So a whole bunch of, my career plans of how I support my family and my nonprofit are sort of up in the air. Which is one of the reasons why we did the GoFundMe. But, and thank you, Tina. I really appreciate that. And, back to what you were saying is, I guess they just failed again to pass the advanced premium tax credit subsidies. I think that means my bill is going to go through the roof next year, but I don't really know. I guess remains to be seen. All right, and now White Ocelot. Okay, question you. You're planning on setting up a space and acreage for raising wolf dog pups. Probably next spring. You recommend takes priority for an enclosure setup. Well, I mean, I can walk you through what we do because I consider what we do to be in a class of its own, and people who visit us tend to agree that we do something really beautiful and special. So obviously, it's all natural, right? This is a large natural habitat. You know, these animals have room to run, to dig, to climb. They have rocks to get on for vantage points. They have hidey holes. They can bury game. We use ornamental iron fencing, which is a lot more money, but it's super resilient. It's easy to repair. Small game can move through, so it doesn't become this like this barren exclusionary zone. You know, things as big as squirrels, rabbits, birds of all kinds, of course. But a lot of wild game gets to move through here, which both keeps it being viable habitat for other species, but also provides natural enrichment for the wolves because they'll kill stuff if it gets in here. And then we use electrified on the top. I don't know whether this camera will pick up the wire, but we can. There are two reasons beyond the aesthetics of the ornamental iron and the enrichment part. One is that you can repair one section without having to cut the fence. You just unscrew it from the posts, and you can adjust sections as you need to. It also makes it easy to replace a post. Like every once in a while, a pressure-treated post will fail, and I've done videos while I replace a post. It's just some heavy labor, but it's easy. It's non-technical at least. And then the electrical wire, I can make it taller when we get a lot of snow. And things like game fencing and chain link fencing, as snow packs around them, it can pull them and actually bring them down. And that's happened to a bunch of my friends in various places that get a lot of snow. And ornamental iron, you don't have that at all. And then the other advantage is, people talk about wolves being escape artists, but they're not great vertical jumpers, but they're really, really good climbers. They'll run up the corner of a fence. And with chain link, even if you're 8 or 9 feet up, unless you have an amazing overhang, and even in Yellowstone, they had a wolf that figured out how to run up the fence, get their paws on the overhang, and literally scramble out of the 8 or 9 foot tall fencing. Ornamental iron fencing, they can't climb it. There's nowhere to put their feet. And so even though it's not as tall, it's more secure. And then we run an apron, a welded wire apron that's secured to the bottom of the bottom rail of the fence and runs in 4 feet, and that's buried into the ground. And then I compost soil on top of that. Like as I clean the property every year, I compost that soil, and what happens is you actually get vegetation that grows through the skirt, and it makes an impenetrable barrier that keeps the property very, very secure. I've been doing this 40 years, and I haven't had escapes. I was knock on wood, not to curse myself, but I really like this system. It's super resilient. It doesn't decrease your property value. It's very, very secure. I just think it has a ton of advantages, and so that's the priorities that I have. So my fencing that I did in this location in 2014 was about $125,000 in materials. And that included the posts, the fence panels, the custom fabricated gates, of which we have several, including drive gates and exit gates and interior gates. And, the stanchions, the electrified wire. And I had a crew come up here and dig post holes and mix concrete. But otherwise, I did almost all the labor myself. I'm handy like that. I don't mind heavy labor. That would probably have been another $50,000. I would guess right now that for what we have here, it'd be about $250,000 in materials and labor to duplicate what we have in today's ridiculous inflated prices. Let's see here. So, God's Mind, that is a really interesting question. I think 11 labs can actually, I don't even need to record my voice, I can upload videos, because I think that's what, there's a lot of like famous people that have recorded it, so you can like pay to get your audiobook read by, some famous person via the 11 labs AI. But obviously that wouldn't be the same as delivering a live talk. And I don't know. I mean, I could be fine. It could not be harmed at all. It could take a year for it to come back. We just don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I know it's really spendy, but I mean, even channeling to do what we did would be 80 to 100 grand. It's just expensive, like, and to give them a good size habitat where they're happy and you're successful, because the fact is 90% of people that get wolf dogs fail inside of 2 years. So the ornamental iron is 6 feet, and then we've got 36 inches of electrical on top of it. And when we had 700 inches of snow, I added another 6 feet of electrical, just so they didn't walk over the fence. But I was doing a lot of trenching around the interior so that it didn't let them get right up against the electrical. I don't ever want to just trust electrified fence to keep my animals from escaping. That's always a secondary reinforcement against climbing or jumping or something crazy happening. We try to get it covered. A lot of experience, right? Like I've really, the worst escape artist I ever had was an Alaskan Malamute. We called her the Molamute. She was a tunnel engineer. Pain in the ass. I mean, she taught me everything I need to know about how to keep a dog in. And she was a Malamute I rescued, and she was just really, really good at digging holes. It was amazing. And she was smart. I mean, even with a skirt and stuff buried in the ground, she would start way back and have these gradual declines and get under the fence. But she informed one of my general protocols, which is I walk the perimeter and touch every post every single night. That's one of the things I worry most about in the possibility of being sick and not home, is I just don't trust anybody to be as diligent as I am in terms of how I approach this. Is every single night, the last thing I do before I take off my boots is I walk the perimeter and I touch I just check it, make sure everything's good. I change batteries in every camera, eyes on every, full water, safe fence, locked gates, charged cameras. That's my mantra. Like it's a nightly patrol. And I think that there'd be, around the country, there'd be a lot fewer facility failures if other people had that standard operating procedure. But it's, you got to be really motivated, especially when the weather's shit and you're tired and it's late and, the last be insecure. It's almost a guaranteed death sentence. They'll get into trouble. They'll kill somebody's pet or their livestock. They'll get hit by a car. They'll get shot. You'll get in trouble with your neighbors. Like, the number one reason why people have social issues with wolf dogs is that they can't keep them contained and they become the enemy of their community. And I mean, I like to say, when the huskies get loose, the neighbor calls. When the wolves get loose, the newspaper calls. Hey, Tina. Yes, there is news on the Cody trial. They moved to have the case dismissed, and the judge ruled against them. So unless Cody cops a plea, it's going to go to trial. So Icknick is not Arctic wolf. He's just phasing. He was born black, and he's phasing light, which is normal for our timber wolves. The only Arctic animal I have is a Kutok, and you can see she's been white her whole life. Kiwi! She's been white her whole life. And she's an Ellesmere Island Arctic, which are very unique. Very, very unique. And you see she's just white. Yes, it's very good news about the Cody Roberts trial. I hope that they make an example of that. I won't use the language, but I hope they make an example of that guy. I mean, he deserves to rot in a cell, and hopefully he'll be in a jail where animal abusers aren't well liked or tolerated, and it's really rough on him, because that's what he deserves. He deserves to know what it feels like to be locked up and abused. And hopefully to lose his hunting privileges for life, and hopefully to lose his firearms privileges for life, and just kneecap that MF. Yes, she loves her warm spot. The fascinating thing is, I have one of those phi tracking collars on her too, and she remains super active. She's an active girl, but she definitely enjoys her sunbathing, just soaking up the sunshine. Miss any questions here? They can jump pretty high vertically, but they can't leap vertically and distance as well. Like, they're not clearing the fence. Like, I've seen Icknick jump onto about a 52-inch high box at a run. But, like, yeah, I've just never seen, like, a 72-inch, pronghorn style leap. I mean, all the escapes I've ever seen of wolves and every video I've ever seen, they run at a fence and they run up and over the fence. They don't leap the fence. It's just not how they ambulate, really. Like, they'll jump up on top of stuff or scramble up on top of stuff. But, a high, long vertical leap, a little different. It's nice in here right now. It's like in the 50s where I'm sitting at least. I'm wearing a whole bunch of layers. I tend to wear a lot of clothes, both because wolves are rough on thin human skin, and I'm pretty lean. I like to stay warm. I don't get too cold when I'm outdoors, but it's because I just layer like mad. We don't have much snow, although we have a little bit, Tina, but not like normal. Although we're supposed to have some storms and then a more active pattern into later February. Almost every breed that's decent to mix with a wolf dog is, they want to go and check out. So, I mean, my animals have never been inclined to try to escape, but they get to go on hikes with me all the time. Like, I'm routinely taking my animals out on patrols around the area. Nope, Noonie is not Arctic either. He's definitely, northern, right? He's like at the cusp between what would technically be Arctic, but no, his subspecies is in northern Rocky Mountain, Canis lupus occidentalis subspecies. Furrow, hey man, how's it going, buddy? What was I saying? As far as wandering goes, keep them happy where they're at. Don't give them an opportunity. Once they learn they can get out, then you've got a war on your hands. I mean, it's really, really important to prevent that from ever starting. It's sort of like cattle depredations, right? Once wolves learn that burger is on the menu, it's really, really hard to change the behavior. They're really, really smart. Like, then you're in this arms race of they'll dig a hole, you patch the hole, they'll dig a hole, you patch the hole, and you're just constantly battling a losing fight. And they've got 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to figure out how to break loose. So better that they're super happy where they are. Like, even when I open a gate, they don't try to rush out a gate. Like, they understand the ritual we have, which is if we go out an external gate, we do it together, we're hooked together. And I just don't have issues, but that's really, really important. Yeah, Noonie, if you see Noonie next to a Kutak, they really look different. The Arctic wolves are leggier and lankier, and their features are a little bit finer and narrower. And especially the Ellesmere Island Arctics, which are, come from a pretty limited gene pool. They all look exactly the same. I mean, Noonie has some characteristics of like the Canadian, not the island Canadian, but the Canadian mainland Arctics. But his coloration we no longer consider it a subspecies, but there was a regional wolf called the Mackenzie Valley timber wolf. And Noonie looks like a classic Mackenzie Valley if you were splitting it back in the day when we thought there were 24 subspecies. And he's sort of from that region. They're big bison killing wolves. Yeah, well, it's good to do research. I highly recommend, if you've never had a primitive breed dog, white ocelot, get a Malamute or an Akita or a Husky and make sure you can manage that and you're stoked with it and it's a great experience, because you know, if a Malamute is an 8 on the scale of 1 to 10 and how difficult dogs are, a wolf or a wolf dog is in the 30s, a pure wolf even worse. I mean, like I said, by the time these animals are 2, 90% of private owners have failed, and those animals are in rescue or they're dead. It's really tough. They're not for everybody. They're really a lifestyle. They're not a pet. You've got to have the resources. You've got to have the commitment. You know, I mean, I have a whole long list of stuff I recommend, but people get mad at me. I'm like, you need to be 35. You need to own your own home. You need to have, you know, $6,000 to $12,000 per animal, straight up disposable income. You need to have $100,000 on hand to do the fence. You need, you know, the list goes on and on and on. You need to have experience with primitive breed dogs for years. Like, that's my recommendations to guarantee success. Yeah, Icknick is half dire wolf. The other thing that I remember, no, I'm outside. I'm hanging out in my wolf habitat with the wolves. Noonie! Noonie, Noonie, Noonie! Noonie! Come! Let's see if he comes. Noonie! Now I'm worried he broke into the deck with Nepenthe. I better go check. Oh, that would be really bad. I don't think he can. Nepenthe! Oh no, he didn't. He's over here. She's over there. Noonie! What are you doing? He had his own sunny spot. Noonie, 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 Noonie. Noonie. What are you doing? What are you doing? You couldn't get to your girlfriend? Oh no! Oh no! You're a good boy. You're a good boy. You're so sleepy. Because you were up all night howling and singing your songs and howling and singing your songs. Flomp. Oh, I got a noonie belly. I got a noonie belly. You're a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. You're so fuzzy. Oh, you're so fuzzy. You're so fuzzy. Oh, now Cooey's come too. Yeah, we're supposed to get some snow the next few days. Oh, yes. Icknick and Noonie are significantly bigger than, what was it? Romulus and Remus. Significantly bigger. Noonie here I think Noonie's going to maybe break 160 pounds. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get him on a vet scale while he's awake, but you're just big. Everything about you is so big. Your nose is big, and your teeth are big, and your ears are, well, the ears aren't really that big, actually. Oop. The ears are perfect ears. I have a thing, I'm really fussy about ears. I really like a certain ear type in my wolves. And his ears are perfect. They're perfect ears. He's got perfect fuzzy ears. Perfect fuzzy ears. I love his little cowlick he's got between. It makes him look ornery right here. Did you ornery cowlick? Don't you? Who would win in a fight, a dog or a crocodile? What's the significance of the ear type? Well, I just like a certain shape. Like there's definitely, it's just like features. I like very triangular ears. There's some ears that kind of hook, like they're a little bit rounded on the outer aspect. And it's just a preference of mine. I just like these sort of small triangular ears. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the other ears, and there's plenty of beautiful wolves that have more hook-shaped ears. But aesthetically, I really like. Here, let me flip this where I can zoom. Noonie. See how his ears are very triangular? They're Pretty much isosceles triangles. He's just got very symmetrical features. Very almond-shaped eyes. Yeah, I think crocodile wins in open ocean. Luckily, wolves and crocodiles don't typically mix. I guess in the alligator river reserve, there could be alligators, but wolves and crocodiles don't tend to. Hey, Morrow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that gift. Super kind. And yes, we're hoping the side effects are minimal as well. And you can sort of see Kiwi, how she's just so much narrower. Her face, the females are narrower in general anyway, but they're just pointy and leggy. Like, she's my tallest animal, even though she's also my slightest animal. I mean, she weighs half what Icknick weighs. But Icknick will always defer to her. He loves her the most. And she loves him the most, too. They've always had this amazing special bond. Yep. I hear it's pretty cold in Maine, Furrow. Are you guys freezing your private parts off? So we got 5 total animals. I got 3 back here where I'm at right now, and then I got 2 girls in the smaller front section. Thank you so much, White Ocelot. Good luck with your future adoption. I hope it goes well, and you can always reach out to me if you got questions. I know they're always overreacting. A wolf passed through actually the town where I'm hoping to get my radiation treatment, and of course the whole town freaks out. Right? There's a wolf in the town that's going to eat all your children. It's just these hype. The thing is, the ranchers they're not as worried about the wolves as they pretend to be. It's just that they want a lot of media attention, and they want the government to come in and babysit them because they can't do the job themselves. -11. Ooh, that's chilly. God, it hasn't been cold here at all this winter, hardly. Like, the ground isn't even frozen. It's crazy. And we have hardly any snow. The last 2 winters have been kind of suck. Like, we don't even have snow on our roof. That's nuts. Most winters I have to shovel the roof off. So yeah, it's crazy. Right, Kiwi? It's so crazy. Here comes Noonie. Is Noonie gonna bug Kiwi? I bet he is. You gonna bug Kiwi? Nope. 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 He's walking around, Kiwi. What are you doing, Noonie? Yeah, I hope she's doing okay. Jenny said she still isn't putting on a coat, which worries me. Look at Kiwi's coat. Kiwi's gotten insane. Kiwi still hasn't got rid of her old sweater from last year either. Check this out. Kiwi is so funny. She sheds so weird now that she's old. She doesn't shed out the old coat. She just grows a new one under it here. So I'm still can get the old sweater out, but she's got a full new sweater already. Oh, don't step on her. He's so rude. Look at that. You got no manners. You got no manners. No manners. You got no manners. You got no manners. He's got puppy manners, which is to say not really any manners. What? 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 Oh, see, he's grooming me back. When you get them in the right spot, then they're like, oh, yeah, it feels really good. Are you shedding a little bit too? A little bit? You're just too furry. You're too furry. He's too furry. He's a big fuzzball. My wife almost divorced me over this animal. She really did. She was like, I don't know if I'm going to be home when you get back. She thought I was going to get murdered. Worked out. Worked out. She picked me up from the airport, and she's like, oh, he's kind of cute. I'm still pissed at you, but he's kind of cute. He's kind of cute. You're kind of cute, huh, Noonie? Noonie's been a pretty cute boy. Thank you, Universal. I appreciate that. Yes, he still has puppy brain. That's an interesting question. I don't know. I know you guys have done a whole bunch of by the way, folks, Furrow is a really close friend of mine and professional wolf pro. And they have an animal that is a little bit older and has had some issues growing a coat, and we can't figure out why. I know Noonie is super lovely. Noonie, did you hear that? You got a fan club. Noonie's got a fan club. You got a fan club. The Noonie fan club. You know what we call Noonie? We call him Noonie No Fucks. Because he just doesn't, he's so funny. He's not afraid of anything. Like he'll walk up to a stranger in a car and get pet out the window. So we call him Noonie No Fucks. Because like we say, when they were handing out fucks to give, Noonie didn't even get in line. He's just got no fucks. Huh, Noonie? Noonie's got no fucks. Not a single fucking fuck. Do you? No, you do not. He does not. He's unique. The Icknick and Noonie fan club. Yeah, I don't know. The only vaccines we give are the required rabies vaccinations, and we're old school. We haven't ever updated from the one that works. And then all the rest, we just do titer testing. And I mean, our animals have, we just did titer testing on a Kutak 10 days ago. And even though she's only had her one set of vaccines as a puppy, she still tests positive for all the titers. So, I think people way, way, way over vaccinate. Noonie has a gray undercoat, Tina. Same as all the other gray wolves. That's why they call them gray wolves. Here, I'll show you. That's why we call them gray wolves. It's not because their outer color is gray. It's because their undercoats are gray. Even the Arctics have a gray undercoat. I'll show you. So, here, this is Cooey's. This is Cooey's undercoat, and it's still a very light gray. And let's see Noonie's undercoat. Noonie's undercoat is also kind of gray under there. It's kind of gray under there. Oh, look at this face. He cracks me up. You crack me up. You're just silly. You're just silly. You're a silly dog. You are a silly dog. He's a silly dog. He's a silly dog. Dude, look at all that mud on your peeper. You're dirty. You're all dirty on the muddy underside. You need like a bath. Don't you? Oh, here he goes. He wants to steal my... Yep. There. No, don't like it. No, he don't like it. Yeah, Noonie really likes affection. He's super cuddly. It's just that he's terrible in the house. Like when he's in the house, he's straight up on the counter. He's knocking stuff over. He's trying to break into the fridge. Like he's got such an intense hunger drive, even when he's just stuffed to the gills, that he's just impossible. Like he just marauds, and there's no containing or controlling him. Like he'd need to be in an impact bear crate to keep him contained in the house. He doesn't mind being in a crate, luckily, but we don't have room in our house for crates that size. So, except for he was sad because I'm drinking organic tea with heavy cream in it, and he was surprised. It wasn't what he was expecting. Well, guys, the battery on my phone is reaching the dregs of the red line. So I'm going to wrap this up for today. But thank you guys so much for hanging out and asking questions. And I got to give, this is tricky. I can't do it well on videotaping. I got to switch out here. My Nepente needs to be outside and exercise for a second, which means I've got to get Nunaryak in and her out. I'm not sure I can, it's tricky. I'm not sure I can do that. Well, we're on the phone here. I may have to drop the phone. Let's see here. Yeah, I know you want to come out. He wants to go in. Right, so we're going to do it like this, right? Here. Stay. Come on, Noonie. Come on, Noonie. He's going to be right on top of her. All right, Nepente, go. Quick. Oh, that was very slick. That was very, very slick. I did it. I was too fast. All right, that was very successful. Noonie. Because Noonie just wants to get straight up on top of her and give her the what for and the you know what. Don't you, buddy? See, this is an impact. This is an impact bear crate. It's the size for a bear. They're the double XL. That's a Noonie size crate. I think these are bigger than the ones they use to transport the wolves. Because this is the size for a bear. Mud on my shoes. Yes, I do. It's so gross out here right now. Well, folks, I'm going to wrap this up because my phone's about to die and I hate for that to happen. So thank you guys so much, and thank you for the contributions and for supporting us in every way that you have and continue to do. And I'll try to do a few more lives here. So next Friday is my surgery. I don't know, maybe we'll do a hospital update after or something. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay well, keep supporting wolves, and we will catch you all on the next one. Thank you all. Howls.